What is going on, YouTube? So I wanted to come back today. I haven't really done anything to cover this in a little while here, but wanted to give my first takes reaction to the Golden State Warriors topping the Toronto Raptors in Game 6 of the NBA Final, or excuse me, Game 5 of the NBA Finals to push it to Game 6. Now, big night for the Warriors when it mattered most. It really, I think these last two games really show how important Klay Thompson is to the Warriors. Obviously, Kevin Durant came back for a little bit there, but didn't last for long before he was coming out of Scotiabank in crutches. Not the luckiest first outing for KD after coming back from that calf injury. So obviously, Klay Thompson faring much better in that regard. But I think it's going to be a pretty good Game 6. It's going to be interesting, though, from here on out. If Klay Thompson's back in the lineup, I think this is a pretty evenly matched series. But, the Raptors really had a chance to win it down the stretch there. There's no doubt about that. I just don't think that the Warriors can – I don't know if the Warriors can push it to maybe even push to a Game 7, but we'll see. So kind of go through what happened here, best moments, my takeaways, all that sort of stuff. So again, Splash Brothers, the backcourt for the Warriors, coming through big for them. DeMarcus Cousins also had a few big plays down the stretch, but also had I guess a play that almost cost him the game. But he had a goaltending against Kyle Lowry in the dying seconds there that looked like it could cost the Warriors. But Steph Curry 31, Klay Thompson 26, and then DeMarcus Cousins off the bench with 14 was third best. Steph Curry with 31, 8 and 7. He did have 4 turnovers, including a costly offensive foul there at the end of the game. But all in all, he put it together when he needed to. Only 5 of 14 from range, though. Klay Thompson 9 of 21. 7 of 13 from range. And then on the Raptors side, Kawhi Leonard was up and down, but it looked like he was really taking over there at the end of the game. Had 10 straight points for the Raptors. Finished with 26, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, but also 5 turnovers, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He was all over the place for the Raptors. The starting 5 for the Raptors gave a pretty solid effort, but it just wasn't the best that we've seen from the Raptors. They were pretty horrible from three-point range, going 25%, 25% from beyond the arc. Neither team was really great in free throws. Raptors shot about 78%, Warriors at about 72. I think where it really was the deciding factor in this game beyond the three-pointers, because just the Warriors were almost 50% from three-point range. It seemed like the Warriors were really distributing the ball well. At certain points in the game, it appeared that the Raptors were taking over, and then it kind of got back to that old school Warriors basketball where, they can score in the blink of an eye, hit shots that are just really difficult for any other team to make on a consistent basis. And then once Klay and Steph really get going, it's really hard to stop that team. Especially when DeMarcus Cousins, it's shown whenever DeMarcus Cousins has contributed, whether it be off the bench or in the starting 5 in this way. He was actually a pretty solid through and through for the Warriors here. Not like he was in Game 3, but Game 3. But if he can show up even like this, what do you have, 14 points, 6 rebounds, just 1 assist, but 1 steal and 1 block. This would be a big boost for the Warriors. They don't have a deep bench, but I just don't think that this – I don't know if I believe that this Warriors team can push it too far. It took a really, really, really spirited effort from them down the stretch to be able to push it this far and win by just 1 point. And, you still have 1 game left in Toronto. So it's going to be difficult. Can they do it? Yes. Do I think they will? Probably not. But Game 6 will be key. The Warriors haven't really taken too much advantage of home court yet, but if Klay Thompson's effective like this, I think that really is just a huge thing for the Warriors. They need someone else besides Steph to score. While Steph wasn't great in Game 4, he has been just absolutely tremendous for the Warriors throughout most of the series here. What are my thoughts on Kevin Durant getting hurt again? Raptors fans happy to see Durant get hurt. happy to see any player get hurt. Obviously, I'm not thrilled about anything like that, but I just really unfortunate for KD. Honestly, I think it'll be interesting here because like his free agent stock was so volatile in this game that I almost think the only way that he could have stayed steady here is him getting injured again. So I think that's a big thing. Again, any Raptors fans that were happy that he got hurt there, I don't think that's a good move. I mean, you shouldn't want any player to get hurt, no matter who it is, no matter where it is. But KD in this game, he wasn't really around in the game long enough. Would he get like 10 minutes on the floor before he got injured again? So it was hard to tell, really. I mean, obviously, the Warriors were up early, so I think it would have had a huge impact if he could play. I don't think there's really anyone on the Raptors that can I don't think the Raptors on defense just can handle the Warriors when they have Kevin Durant in the lineup. It's just too much shooting, too much ability to space the floor. I think it's just too lethal on offense. But obviously he's probably out for the rest of the series now. At least I would assume so. It's going to be interesting again because these are two very evenly matched teams. The Warriors really, really, really need to get a fourth player to step up, though, on offense. Whether that's going to be Draymond or Andre Iguodala or someone else off the bench here, like it seems like they get maybe 2 to 2.5 solid performances each game. And they're going to need someone else. Like Draymond Green he was fine in this game, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. I mean, that's a pretty standard game out of Draymond. But like Kevon Looney, just pretty much non-existent. And the Warriors really just didn't have any other shots taken from anyone. Andre Iguodala has been pretty much non-existent here the last couple of games. He's had, 5 points this game, 3 points in the last game. He had 11 points in game 3. But even then, that was his last time scoring in double digits since the Rocket series. So, it's going to be tough for the Warriors, I think, to keep going here. I think it's going to go in the Raptors' favor a little bit. But this wasn't a tremendously entertaining game nonetheless. Like, I think it's nice that it'll go at least one more game. I'm not ready quite for basketball to hit off-season time yet, but Game 6 is going to be fun. As long as the Warriors are healthy, outside of obviously Kevin Durant here, even getting Kevon Looney back to boost the depth in the front court a little bit, I think he does help even things out. But it's going to be a lot of fun for Game 6, and I think the Warriors can push into a Game 7. I just don't think that I've reiterated this like 10 times in this video. I just don't think the Warriors have much of a chance to win this series. But the fact that they pushed it one more game in the first place was pretty impressive. They were just fighting at odds there. The Raptors completely took over down the stretch. Again, Kawhi just not the greatest game through and through for him, but looks like he was taking over when he needed to. And then at the very end there, it looked like Kyle Lowry had a good look, place that he normally be money from, but Draymond Green able to chase down that shot. I think that's got to be a play that does not get overshadowed. Is that play from Draymond to chase down that shot from Kyle Lowry, and like that was tremendous. And I think it was ironic that earlier in the game, Mark Jackson said something about he would any day rather take elite offense from someone like Kawhi Leonard over elite defense from someone like Draymond Green. And then as soon as he said that, Kawhi Leonard seemingly went cold from the field, and then Draymond Green and Klay Thompson too. Klay Thompson's got to get credit for that defense that he played down the stretch. He was insanely good for the Warriors in this game. But yeah, I mean, I'm not. Mark Jackson kind of confuses me as a broadcaster a little bit. I'm not his biggest fan. But anyway, I thought that was interesting how that whole thing stacked up there. And again, just awesome game. I hope the Game 6 is just as good as that one. I'm actually going to still give the edge to Toronto. I think even though it's at Oracle and the Warriors have not played very well at home during the finals, I think that I'm going to give the edge to the Raptors to take Game 6 because it just they did not shoot well from three-point range at all. They only hit 8 threes the entire game. They nail one more, the game's over. And even if they shoot like 35% from range in game 6, I think that's going to be enough for them to get the win. Unless the Warriors just get an absolutely unbelievable performance. I think you would need that from 3 players. If the Raptors are playing really well, they're getting solid performance through and through from their starting five. Normally, they get a pretty solid performance off the bench from at least two guys. I think that'll be enough to push it. Or, excuse me, end that in game 6. So anyway, that is pretty much it. Again, awesome game. Lots to talk about, but I just want to go over some of my key thoughts, notes, just discussions from the game. Anyway, that is pretty much it. See ya.